welcome to another edition of Pittsburgh Sportsline at Olive Oil's Pizzeria and more at 930 Brookline Boulevard. This is our fifth show, thanks to Frank Fanera, the owner. Hey, great pizza and pizza sticks here, whatever. We can dip stuff in here. $5 large pizzas here. $5 hoagies, buy up, get them. You can't go wrong. Great food. Thanks for sponsoring our show, Frank. I'm Al Levine, the talking machine. Got my co-host Smokin' Jim Frazier. And we're going to talk some sports tonight. This show will be broadcast Wednesday night at 7 o'clock to 8 on Verizon 32 everywhere in the Pittsburgh area from Nemacolin to Cranberry Wexford, and Comcast 7 only in Bethel Park. And that's how Comcast does it. They're only in Bethel Park. We've done about 400 TV shows, believe it or not. We've been on air 6 years. I'm proud of this show. We hit a brand new high on Facebook. Hold your breath, Smokin' Jim. This is the highest we ever had. 6,558 likes as of today. Thank you very much for watching our show and liking our pages. We appreciate it. That's Pittsburgh Sportsline on Facebook. We post all kind of things up. You even see we put Steelers scores and other scores. I try not to put Jim's story. He writes for the New Pittsburgh Courier, but he can only write about certain people, so we won't talk about that. But we do cover all kind of sports, and you'll find out later. Tonight we got some great guests coming in, and one has a local business in Bethel Park, which I'm glad to promote since I live in Bethel Park, and this is on BP TV, Bethel Park Public Access. That's the information I have for you. Our first segment of our show is sponsored by Skeets Lewandowski of Skeets Service Station. He's a great guy, works on cars. I hate to say it, but he's an honest mechanic. I need another bite. I will talk and eat a little bit. People that know me know I don't stop talking very much. We have a photographer, Frank Fabus, Pittsburgh Sportsline Hall of Fame photographer. I don't know how he got in, but somehow Smokin' Jim picks. He has the only vote on that. Well, you guys work that stuff out. Keep taking nice photos. Not while I'm eating, though. And Skeets Service Station is in Finleyville. Go past Mineral Beach and Trax Farm. You can't miss him on 88. He works on anything that runs on gas, from lawnmowers, weed whackers, cars, trucks, tractors. They even have a forge. His nephew makes knives, swords, hooks for clothing on the walls. It's unbelievable. I was out there. They have a buffet. They have donuts from Bethel Bakery, which I had one. I could travel 1 mile in Bethel. Instead, I went 7 miles. Skeets Service Station. Very nice man. Check it out. We're going to start with What's on Your Mind, and again, that's sponsored by Skeets Service Station. Smokin' Jim Frazier. What's on your mind?
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. And if you want the green,
hold on.
You got to see Levine.
Oh, you broke another one.
Thank everybody for coming out. Big hand for international and national model and current Miss Allegheny County, America, and future Miss Pennsylvania. Big hand for Sindell Taylor in the house.
One correction. Mrs.
And continued prayers for Shazier. He was leading the Pittsburgh Steelers in tackles, forced fumbles, and interceptions. The Pittsburgh Steelers have so much talent that their offense should be running with the precision of a Swiss watch. But it's defense that wins championships. Defense wins championships. Coach Chuck Noll used to say, I don't want other teams' garbage. Sensible, other teams' garbage. J.J. Wilcox, other teams' garbage. Joe Hayden, other teams' garbage. William Gay, Kevin Colbert's garbage. Golden, Coach Tomlin's garbage. Marcus Gilbert and Stephon Tuitt, Art Rooney II's overpaid garbage. If anybody tells you that the Pittsburgh Steelers defense is playing like Super Bowl champions, it's fake news. Pittsburgh Steelers, you can't dilly-dilly your way to a Super Bowl with Shazier out, Tyler Medikevich out, Joe Hayden out, and the worst pass defense in the NFL. When New England comes in here, Tom Brady and Gronk will weed their way through the garbage.
The whole box, everything?
Smoking Jim, are you done? I'm deaf. I can't hear a thing. Can anybody help me? You added some new material. You even tossed in Dilly Dilly.
Right, tell them, Smoking Jim.
Thank you, sir.
Smoking Jim is spoken. That was pretty good. Smoking Jim entertains you. I don't know if I can get to that level. But what's on my mind is, first I have a question for Smoking Jim. I think you covered the Ravens.
Barely.
I know. My son and I had a discussion when the Steelers scored 14-0. Said Smoking Jim's in a little trouble. When they scored and had 20 points and then they let Baltimore back in the game, he started saying, I don't know, I think Smoking Jim might have a winner here. At the end of the game, I said, I know he has a winner, but the Steelers will walk away with this win. Because all of a sudden, all year I've been saying, Big Ben is overthrowing everybody. I got trainers in here, they'll describe how they can help his arm and all this other stuff and his heart rate. But the arm, how did he throw for 506 yards? He was a stat man like he used to be, and I was proud to be watching that game as they come back. And they did win the game because I thought they left too much time on the clock for the defense to protect. But it worked out. Your man Watt, who forgot how to sack anybody, I mean, you told me he's going to the Hall of Fame, but he doesn't have many sacks anymore. He come out, didn't think he could catch the flat-footed Flacco. He just barely caught him, knocked the ball out. The ball went forward. Everybody knows the rule. You can't advance a fumble. You can't go forward on a fumble. Referees called the clock, stopped the clock, placed the ball there. Baltimore knew they had another play. The most exciting part of the game is they were walking to the huddle as the time ran out. Go Steelers. But who predicted the win there? I know you won on the points, but not like last week. You lost. But good luck with New England and betting on New England. Steelers beat New England this week coming up. We're going to start bringing guests up right now. Big John.
Got me fired up, Jim. That's what I'm talking about. I didn't know if I was supposed to scream there or what.
Here's what we do. He's a great entertainer.
Yeah,
you do whatever you want.
I didn't know I was
Here's a mic. I'm mic'd up. We're going to silence Smoking Jim because he likes to eat.
Oh, okay.
So he's going to eat and maintain his health. Okay. He went through a quadruple bypass that he did. April 30th. I posted up. I got bad news. Smoking Jim is going in the next day for a triple bypass. They found another bad artery because for some unknown reason he doesn't cook. And he likes fried chicken. And wherever he goes, he buys fried chicken.
Okay.
Now, he was a great athlete at Gateway. Then he went to Cal U. But somehow he's eating his way into being a power lifter.
Okay. We all got goals, right?
Right. And I keep running into people like about eating habits, health, trainers.
I'm a vegan.
That tells you right there. This is why I can't give him the mic. He just mispronounced what he is not. we already. How do you get vegan? Forget about it. But somebody liked or said, I'm praying for Smoking Jim. My feed blew up with 50 more people. Prayers for Smoking Jim. Judge Arnone said, how's Smoking Jim doing? I said, that was old. Well, he goes, I'm still praying for him. I said, so am I. Now we're going to Big John. I heard that's your nickname. Tell the folks your name. Pull the mic up there so you can talk into that mic and forget about Smoking Jim right now. I know he fired you up. I'm fired up.
I'm fired up. So
I know. Let's go.
I'm happy to be here. John Dennis. I own Teleo Performance in Bethel Park.
Tell them where it is, because I had a young lady come up to me the other day and said, "You just got to cross the street." And I'm like, "There's a couple streets." Well, here she meant by Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, so we're trying to.
And her name is Heather, your wife.
Yes, that's Heather, and it's right next door to Dunkin' Donuts. So as you're going through the drive-thru and you're making some decisions on getting some donuts, you look to your right. Okay,
you mean when he has that big box?
This is where Teleo makes you feel a little guilty, because our sign right there says personal training, group training, team training.
Can we have that?
Yeah, you call that number as you're ordering your donuts to make that to wash that out. Okay.
Here's a question. What is that number?
412-720-3876.
Now, I'm hard of hearing because he's been yelling in my ear for 6 years now. You got to repeat that.
412-720-3876.
And tell me the name of the company again.
Teleo Performance. Teleo.
Excellent.
Can I tell you why that's that name?
I'm going to ask.
Okay. Sorry, I was going to take your mic and go here. And go
I'm that kind of guy. I'd rather hold that mic.
I like how this is working.
Well, we like to have fun, but I like information. Why do you call it Teleo Performance?
Teleo is from the Greek word, it is finished. And we know a lot of people out there have a lot of options in my...
Hold it, here's one.
Yeah, there's
this is one. I try not to pick on him, but did he make it easy for me to pick on him? Because I got you here today.
Yeah, it was the
right.
It was the pronunciation of what was that again, Smoking Jim?
Vegan.
Vision. You called it though. That's the French version for vegan.
No, he had a vision of eating more fried chicken.
Yes,
I'm Jimmy the Greek.
I'm quick-witted. He's a gambler. If you want to gamble, do not listen to him unless you bet the opposite. He lost 5 houses last year that he bet the house on.
Okay.
You know, when you've been in sports, and we'll talk about that. When somebody says you bet the house, that's a sure bet. Well, he lost 5 of them.
Well, I just like that he had 5 homes. Good for you, Smoking Jim.
Yeah, but no more. They got 2 of them back at the end of the year because he made some bets. But this is
a win now. Is that a win?
Hold it. 5 bets that he lost, 2 that he come back, 3 under.
2 homes.
Yeah, but 5.
I like that.
5 originally.
Yeah, that's a lot of homes.
There's some subtraction. All right. How did you start this business?
So I've been in the industry for about 14 years. I went.
How'd you start out?
I started in fitness. Got my degree at Westchester University. My undergrad worked with the Philadelphia Eagles coming out of college.
Get out.
Great internship. Loved
Where'd you grow up at?
It's a long story.
Give me the short version.
Everywhere. My mom was in the Army, Lieutenant Colonel in the Army.
Thank you for her service.
Absolutely. She's a wonderful woman, solo mother. So she took 3 kids with her. We were all over, and I went to a prep school in Central PA called Scotland School for Veterans Children, which
I'd never heard of it.
It was open over 100 years, and it was there for Civil War. It started as Civil War veterans.
That's great.
They had foster
I love
children.
History, so that's
so
awesome.
That was there for and great sports teams.
What sports did you play?
I played football, track, and basketball.
Get my godkids in there.
Yeah.
He doesn't need a mic. We'll just keep eating. We'll try to focus on you.
I think it's great, Al.
He got 99 godchildren. I mean, seriously. How can I give him a straight answer? They don't even go to their...
Well, that's why he has 5 homes. You got to fit all the godchildren in there, right?
No. He don't even see them. Except like when his best friend Sindel and business partner comes out. Woo! Mrs. Pennsylvania brought her kids, which he calls his godchildren.
All right.
I don't know about any legal ramifications of it, but we'll just let it go at that. Well, I'm easy to get along with. So your mother dragged 3 kids all over the country.
All over. We lived, so we were a lot of places, but I went to a prep school where you stayed at the school. So I went there for 4 years.
So you lived away from your family?
I did for 4 years, yes.
How was that?
It was actually life-changing. It really was. It actually.
Can you tell us what ways?
I was a punk kid who thought I knew everything. I was the best athlete, and I thought I was everything, and it taught me humility. It taught me humility. I was the only kid in my school that wasn't from Philadelphia. Well, the only kid in my grade. I graduated at 29.
Only white kid.
Oh, well, I was also the only white kid in my class.
Here's what happens. I don't care what color you are.
Yeah.
But Smoking Jim has a record to uphold. He brings up the race card before we even talk about anything else. So he kept his streak alive.
Oh, okay. I'm glad I could help you with that, Smoking Jim.
He just guessed that.
Yeah. Once I guess Philly and.
Well, here's what I got out of what you said. I got no race involved in that. But I heard humility.
Yes. It taught
Now,
me
I
humility.
appreciate people with humility and empathy. Now, he's trying to learn about empathy because we're not sure if he has it.
Okay.
All right? But he'll order that chicken.
Yes. Yes.
So you learn humility,
Yes,
how
I
to
did.
get along with others.
Yes, and just realize that
There's
you know,
more
there's
to
a
life.
world out there outside of my four walls. You know.
So in other words, just looking in the mirror at you and telling yourself how great you were wasn't enough. There's more.
Then I went to high school where, hey, I didn't lose a regular season game in 4 years, and I was not the best player on the team.
Get out.
Four
What a
years-
revelation.
Hey, 4 years in a row, state champions in track and field.
Wow.
2 basketball state championships. I mean,
Wow.
I trained a lot of people from
How
Clarendon.
tall are you?
6'4". I was 6'4", 275 in high school.
Wow. He would have liked to work with
Single
you.
A school.
Get out.
But in the Mid-Penn Conference, you play triple and quad A schools. So
Sure. Oh, there's
so-
a friend of ours, baseball coach.
we played a lot of the big time competition.
Did you?
But they taught me there in Scotland to be who I was. Don't try to be somebody you're not. So
What position did you play in football?
I played tackle in college, and then when I went, I played tackle in high school, and guard and tackle in college, and in some arena stuff I played center.
Oh, did you?
I did. Laredo Law down in Texas.
Oh, get out.
Really fun game. Really fun game.
Sure, I've watched a couple of those games.
Yeah, an old receiver. You guys, Don Maynard.
Yes.
His son was my coach.
We happen to hear of him.
Yeah, his son was my coach. Really nice guy.
Get out.
Yep.
That's great.
Yep. So he was really good, and that's what started my training career. Is I knew when I was down there. Well, you didn't ask that, but I'm going to tell you.
No, you tell me.
That's it.
I'm letting. This is
So-
your free
so
speech
thanks,
time.
thanks. We're in a
I'll try
truck.
to funnel it in there.
So I'm in Laredo with it's like and I've done the whole thing. Tried out for the Steelers, tried out for some other teams, and now you kind of funnel down. I got a contract with Laredo Law. I go down there and you're living in an apartment, eating Subway all day.
Yeah.
And you're driving a Ford Ranger truck with 12
Well, at
guys.
least you
in
had
it.
a Ford Ranger
Yeah,
truck.
well, there's 12 guys in the Ford Ranger truck.
Sort of like the houses he had.
Well, yeah, it was. I was
Okay.
saying. So we're sitting in the truck.
I'm just checking with you.
And Laredo, if you don't know it, is about. Well, first of all, Coach.
I don't know Laredo.
And Coach Maynard says it like this: there's Laredo, then there's Nuevo Laredo, which is in Mexico. First thing, guys, don't leave Laredo. It's like, okay, Coach. No, seriously, guys, don't leave Laredo because there's some stuff that happens.
I've been to Mexico. I went to
Wow.
Acapulco once. It's a third world nation. Once you leave the fancy places, they're killing people.
Yeah, that's Nuevo
They're
Laredo.
peeing in the streets.
Yeah.
They're eating right there.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
that's-
I understand the third
So I
world
was there. I
mentality.
was there. It's like
And
you're
you
right
saw
there. I was there. Well, I didn't see it because I never went there because
I was checking on you.
I stayed.
Notice
in the
I tried
hotel
to
room.
trap you.
I stayed. In
I
the
tried to
hotel
trap
room.
you, Big John. I didn't get you.
Hey, Al, I was scared. I was.
Were you really?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, the news shows it.
Get
They
out.
show what's happening. So, guy shot in the head. You see a guy shot in the head on the stairs. So So I'm there, and I'm in this truck, and Laredo's also hot. So it's like, imagine somebody having a blow dryer and blowing it in your face while you have all this football gear on.
And they're sweating on you.
Oh, and you're in
right?
in
You're
arena
in
ball.
your sweat. Their sweat.
Remember, I'm 3'10" in college playing guard, and you trying to shoot for the NFL. So you
Right.
got to be. And Laredo, I'm 275 because you play offense, defense, offense. Then you come out.
Wow.
In this blow, now I got a blow dryer on my face. Offense, defense,
Understand.
offense. I feel
Hence
like
the short hair.
I
got
feel
it.
like I'm dying. Okay,
Yeah.
This is it. I'm going to die in Laredo because it's so hot. But I knew then a lot of injuries were happening, and I just saw the business side of football. And
Made you think.
I had started training. I had started training at the time, and I had an agent at the time who. I got to see Mike Webster before he passed.
Did you?
He had me meet Mike Webster to talk about playing center. And you know what, Mike, from when I got to meet Mike's son Garrett, and
Big boy.
you saw the pain. You saw the pain. And I don't know, it helped me realize that maybe there's something else out there. but I tried it, and I started training at this point.
Did you?
So I'm in the back of this truck, and I have my degree, worked with the Eagles, got a great teacher, Mike Wolf, and I'm in that truck, and I asked this guy, who's 32 years old, played with the Falcons, played with a couple other teams, and then he's now down in Reno.
Yeah.
And I said, man, what keeps you going? Like, you're 32 years old. I'm 24 at the time, 23. He goes, it's all I got. And I said, man, this isn't all I got. And it's at that point.
I'm glad he told you that.
Well, yeah, at that point,
light bulb went off.
It did. I loved my job in training these young athletes. I was getting married at the time to Heather, and so I missed her.
You liked helping people.
I really, that's what. The last thing I did is I ran a 2-mile with the team, and I really did well in it. But I realized I enjoyed that more than actually the game itself at that point. So I had to be honest with Coach Maynard. He respected the decision. He said, I had made the team. 40 guys come, 19 guys make it, and I said, Coach, I don't want to keep the roster. He spoke with me. He respected it, and he said, and I drove back literally in my truck from Laredo to Tennessee, and then Tennessee to Pittsburgh. And that starts my training career.
You did have the truck.
I did. Gold Ford Ranger was awesome. It was really.
I knew it.
I don't have
You were
any
too
more.
emotional about it.
I did. It was. They were in my truck.
See, I guessed that, but I didn't know how many players and what color they were
You have
in
no
there.
clue. So many players. You'd be amazed how many football players can fit in the bed of a Ford Ranger.
Wow.
When you have to get from point A to point B.
Wow.
So.
Well, you need to get there.
Yes.
Understand that. So how did you get to Talio?
Well, I started to work at a place and I
got the beginning here. So
I did. So then I started training people. I put my degree to use. How
did you end up here?
In Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
My family is located in Carnegie. Carnegie, PA.
I grew up in Greentree. It's right down the road.
Right down the road. So I went to Bethel Park. I started this facility with a group of people, and I became the director pretty quick. But I had a passion for training. It just kept going and going and going, and I got to work with some phenomenal athletes in the South Hills and everywhere.
Can you name some of their names?
Well, I could start in 2008. Sean Casey, last season with the Red Sox, got to work with him.
The mayor.
Yeah, the mayor. If you go to my website, telioperformance.com.
We got to talk about this website.
Wait. The website. I didn't say the Facebook page, Al. I said the website.
Website.
You're going to see some
I
awesome
picked up
stuff.
the Facebook page. I went there. I will like it tonight when Heather posts a picture of us
Yes.
on there.
Great picture, by the way.
Oh, got the talking machine point going.
Yeah.
Couple nice smiles.
Yes. Great picture.
Definitely with Big John. But
So-
yeah, the Facebook page will be liked.
Yep.
The website, what will we find there?
Well, what you're going to find is we're different. Like everyone calls, I get it, you open a gym. So we're the facility that says, we got a lot of education behind what we do. We've worked with pro athletes. We've worked with the highest level athlete. I worked with a diver who won 7 of 8 national championships.
7 of 8?
7 of 8.
Wow. What happened in that 8th?
No, it was. You know what? She lost her senior year. Think about winning a national championship as a freshman in college. She just got inducted into the Hall of Fame with LeVar Arrington.
What's her name?
Jamie Wolf.
Jamie
Dovid
Wolf.
Clarion. And the only high school Heisman that was a female from this Brenna Brucker.
Yeah.
Yes, worked with her.
Wow.
Archery. So I got a picture of her and Matt Liner in my office, and she just talked.
I'm going to the website.
Yeah, you need to go to the website.
Tell me that website again.
Telioperformance.com.
Spell the Telio.
Teleo.
It's simple, folks. I get it.
Yeah, I want to tell you why we're different. So I got these athletes coming in tonight, and they all want to go to college, and we want to have pro athletes, and we're going to have that. But you know what? One of the coolest things is, I got Jeff, who you'll talk to in a little bit.
Are you serious?
Yes, and he has this is a great story, Al. This is why because at the core of this business is you have to truly have a passion for it. If it's just to make money, you're going to kind of float in with everybody.
You're talking to a guy that got passion for Pittsburgh Sportsline.
Yes, and look at you. 6 years later, 6,500 likes. Look where that's gotten you. A new PR today.
Just won 2 awards at the BPTV Awards for shows. How about that?
And we just got 3 or 4 more likes tonight.
Get out.
So
I got the smartphone. You guys get on that smartphone. You too. You. Whoa, there's Bill, Chris, Franciscus, whatever his name is. He's going to Cuba to go train baseball players.
Awesome.
We may have to have him on for a minute. He's all colorful.
He'll be floating.
Red,
back.
white, and blue. You know what? That he might be on. Definitely.
Awesome.
Continue. You want to help?
Yeah. So Jeff is with this lady who has suffered a stroke, whole left side.
How old is she?
She's in her 70s, right? So that's
I'm trying to get a mix from you. Name these younger.
Yeah, we have
people.
a vast majority of.
Now you got an older person
exactly.
that Jeff's working with.
Jeff's working.
Tell
with
me what happened.
So she's ready to. She's standing up, and the husband is translating, and all I can see is Jeff. She's trying to grab Jeff's hand because she doesn't feel like she could take this step.
Get out.
Left side affected. Jeff is holding her now, but he's saying, no, you're going to take this step. Don't give me your other hand. And I'm there. I feel like I'm in like Rocky IV. Like I got goosebumps. I'm like, take the step. All right. So
Any music in the background?
but you got Jeff saying, take the step. You got the husband translating take the step. Now everyone's fired up. And this is happening. And
right
so,
in your place.
Right here. Right. She's right on the turf. And she's,
what did she do?
She's tearing. She
I'm
took
in
the
suspense.
step. Al, she took the step.
Yeah.
Took the step. Took this. You know what? And
I got to bring Jeff up.
yes,
Come
you
on.
do. The husband stands up. You know, I'm fired up.
Yeah.
Jeff, and I look at Jeff afterwards and say, Jeff.
You didn't tackle the lady, did you?
I almost did.
Just checking.
Actually, I wanted her to tackle me at this point because she took the step, so I feel like next. And
Yeah.
Jeff's telling her like, "Hey, look, I would have never had you do it if I didn't think you could do it. You have the ability to
He's
do
an
great
honest
things."
man.
He is.
I can't wait to
Took
interview
the
him.
step. She took the step, and then I asked him afterwards. I said, "Is she crying?" He goes, "Yes." There's a wide array of emotions. There's the emotion of intensity, so it's hard.
Sure.
But then when she takes a step, now it's joy.
Yeah.
And
happiness come out.
Yeah.
in
And what we're
numerous
saying
ways.
with Telio is you don't have to look any further.
Hold it.
You don't have to look any further.
Don't look at me anymore. Look at this gentleman right here. Quadruple bypass, eating pizza like it's candy.
I took the step.
Hey,
No, Mike.
Al, his step went in a different direction. We all take different steps.
Rarely am I dumbfounded, but I've used dumbfounded
About
with
12
you.
times.
15 now. He just dumbfounded me again because I was hoping. You inspired me because I try to stay in shape at 61 years old, try to do things, bring people on, and inspire other people. You're one of these guys. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you, Al.
And tell them the name of the company again and where you're located.
It's Telio Performance. I really check out the website. You're just going to see that wide array of what I'm talking about.
Yes, go to the website.
TelioPerformance.com. And thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it. Humble to be here.
It's an honor to meet you. Thank you for sharing your stories.
Thank
I'm a
you, Al.
story guy.
Appreciate it.
I love those stories.
And learned that brother shake in Philly.
I did. Hey, I got some great stories about me in Philly.
Let me tell you two to talk after the show.
It would be. Hey, it's great material. But no,
I'll
we'll save it for
listen.
later. We'll
Yeah.
save it for later.
We can do an off the show,
Yeah, we'll
off
do
the
that.
camera, Pittsburgh
Outtakes.
Sportsline.
Outtakes.
No, we'll just go with it. There'll be no camera on us. How can you do it? Give me that mic. Thanks for coming to Pittsburgh Sportsline.
Big Al.
I'm inspired. I'll take that step.
Jim.
I'll take that step right now. I'm all fired up. Tell us your name.
So my name's Jeff Lippert. Grew up in Carrick.
You know I'm asking those questions. Did you play sports?
Former baseball guy.
Get out. I like baseball. Was my favorite sport. I was a pitcher in Green Tree.
Okay. Did a little pitching back in the day as well. It's kind of how I got started, in the performance training and things like that.
Really? How'd you get interested?
Well, I was a big little league pony pitcher back in the
Sure.
day. The classic example of the coaches falling in love with the young fireballer.
Sure. I
I
threw some heat too. I understand that.
Probably got worn out at a young age. So, by high school, started having some elbow problems, went to physical therapy, got passionate about it, and that's what led me to Penn State.
Oh, you went to Penn State? So did my daughter.
So, graduated Penn State, class 2006. Started out up there as a athletic trainer. And
You know what? She graduated 2006.
they ran into
Main campus.
main campus, right? But anyway, started off as an athletic trainer, was working
Where
football
at?
up there. At Penn State.
Yeah.
It's working football team, wrestling team, women's volleyball. Nonstop, fast-paced action. But they want you to get a taste a little bit of everything out there.
Do they?
So went from there to fencing.
How do you go to fencing?
So
I have to ask.
That was just next up. So they want you, like I said, they want you to
Mix it
taste
up.
everything: men, women, fast-paced, slow-paced.
What do you think of fencing? Because I know a few people that have tried.
It was a little slow.
It was slow.
It was a little slow. So it was an athletic trainer.
Hold on 1 second, Shelly. Say hi. Best delivery driver at Olive Oil's Pizzeria. She wanted to know if I'd do a shout out. There it is, and she's gone. Now fencing was slow.
The fencing was slow, so I found myself.
Did you wear the equipment so you didn't get stabbed very badly?
No, I sat at practice for 40 hours a week waiting for somebody to get hurt, and
That's what you had to do. They wanted to expand your horizon.
it never happened. Right.
That horizon was closing up.
So, make a long story short, I just felt like I was wasting my time and, changed my direction to more movement science, performance training.
So they forced you to educate yourself again.
Right. So,
I like their style. They got inside that head of yours.
right.
And then what happened?
So, anyway, picked up an internship with the YMCA up there. Started working with athletes, general fitness, things like that.
What was your favorite to work with? Because now you're away from fencing. Now you can
Right.
pick.
We're right from fence. Any athletes. Baseball, football, hoops.
How can I help you?
Right. Whatever
I
whatever your
guess.
goal is, we can meet the goal. And
And did you?
we did. So anyway,
I'm just checking. Because you were honest with that lady in the first step. I'm just checking the veracity of your statements here.
so got out of Penn State, graduated. I was looking for a job. My grandfather had a bad case of Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
Right, so Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and I was helping him with his exercise routine.
Yes.
So I happened to be going to the same facility John worked at.
Oh, get
and,
on. That's how you met.
And that's how we came, that's how our paths crossed. And this therapist came and said, hey, this kid is working with his grandfather, showing a lot of passion. Give this guy a job. So,
Just like that.
So, he brought me on board, and 11 years later, we're still together, and just a little change of scenery. And
Yeah. Well, now you got the location. It's only a month and a half old or so.
That's
So we
right.
got to pump it up. Tell us the name again.
so we're down at Teleo Performance. That's www.teleoperformance.com. And it's out in Bethel Park, right next to the Dunkin' Donuts, as we talked about, Sharice's Salon.
Yes.
Primetime location, right by Route 88.
And it's actually, we started a show at level 20 about 5 years ago. So level 20 is on the corner. So we know the neighborhood.
Right.
Definitely. Smoking Jim, maybe you can find it.
Right by Kentucky Fried Chicken.
I was going to tell you, when he's carrying that bucket, 22 pieces, he could go do a little peek in the window.
That's right.
Hey, Shelly.
Best arriver at Olive Oil's Pizzeria. But no, that's pretty interesting. How do you like the work there?
So, work's been great. Like I said, we'll do general fitness, we do teams. But I'll do anything my clientele, works with.
Well, you're doing from young to old.
Right, so I work with a lot of special needs population.
Do you?
We do a lot of Parkinson's, MS, stroke recovery. It would basically be like the step after physical therapy.
Okay.
So take a knee replacement. If the physical therapist's goal is to get you to walk again after a knee replacement, our goal is
Get you doing some activity.
right. I mean, do you want to go?
Did I guess
do you wanna
that?
Play some sports. Do you want to?
Sure.
It doesn't end.
Do you want to be more active?
Right.
Like I knew people that had some knee replacements that wanted to bowl. And they struggled at first, but then they were back bowling. So, I mean, that's pretty good, putting pressure on your knee and bowling. you
Right.
know?
So once they would finish their therapy, they would come to us for the next step.
To get more advanced.
Right.
Definitely. What's the oldest person you've worked with?
I worked with a guy. Just passed away recently, actually.
How old?
Guy actually worked on the atom bomb for World War II.
No way.
97 years old.
Wow. What a story. What was the guy's name?
South Park resident, John Clayton, his name was.
Thanks for sharing that.
Not the NFL reporter.
No. He's all about NFL. Was he a white guy or black guy? Oh, sorry. I'm just trying to help him out. No, that's something. What'd you do with him?
So, same thing, general fitness. The guy was just looking
to try to help him out and make him a
keep
little
living
better.
his life. He had some leaky heart valves. And
yeah. Was he a pretty sharp guy at that age?
Oh, sharp as can be. Yeah.
No, I just wonder because some people have it, some don't.
Yeah, never lost it. And
get on.
Sharp till the end.
That is awesome. That pumps you up.
Oh.
Definitely. What's the youngest you've worked with?
So we'll start him off.
I'm testing your skills.
Maybe 10 years old is going to be the
really?
youngest. Just a lot of body weight movements, basic.
Just basic things.
Coordination, some things like that.
Try to help them with that. And if they're in a certain sport, will you do sports-related activities?
We'll do some sports-specific. Don Telio, we do a lot of baseball. Baseball's the.
Well, that's what I figured tying in there. Because it's an unnatural motion to throw. Smoking Jim only found that out by being with me. He didn't know that it's unnatural to throw overhand. And why these guys are having Tommy John surgery. I recommend off the record that everybody get Tommy John surgery and go to the pros. Because they end up with it anyhow if they're any good. Because they don't train the muscles like they should.
That's right.
And that's why you're there. Those tendons only go so many ways. You got to stretch and keep them loose.
Don't get them overstretched, right? And then keep the area healthy around the joint.
See, we're getting some of these tips.
Won't bore you with too much anatomy stuff.
No, but I just want to show that you do have the knowledge.
Oh.
You went to Penn State. I got to pick a little bit of that out. Do you have any other favorite stories? Do you want to share another story with us or anything that has you pumped up?
I've had tons of general weight loss stories. Had some people lose.
Tell us the biggest weight loss.
Biggest weight loss, 120 pounds. Woman, husband passed away. Looking to make some changes in life.
What did you do?
Just getting after it, working in target heart rate range, training her 3 times a week.
Change your diet.
Anybody can, get someone to lose some pounds. The stories that really hit home are, just like John was mentioned. Getting somebody to walk in after a stroke.
Right.
Working with the MS patients, the Parkinson's patients. Those are the ones that really take the extra care.
Sure. No, I appreciate it. Do you have anything else you want to add?
I just want to thank you guys for having us on the show.
Well, I want to thank you for being here and being an inspiration to other people. That was a great story about the lady taking that step.
I really appreciate it.
That stuff bumps me up. I like helping others and getting the word out. Telio Performance next to Dunkin' Donuts.
Telio Performance, Bethel Park. Brand new website up. Launched.
Like their face page. It's going to be improving. They've only been up a month and a half. I was busting their chops, but it took me a while to get the likes like I like, so I will try to help out.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate you having me on.
Good job.
Thanks for coming to our show.
Yes, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Tell us your name, because you're the guy that John slipped in on us.
That's
and I'm
right.
thankful he did, because the football team didn't show up.
Okay, well, I'll take their spot. Yeah.
You got it.
So I'm Tim Gebhardt, and I am the executive director of the Miracle League of the South Hills in Casey's
What is
Clubhouse.
it?
So we are a baseball organization for kids and adults with special needs. It's started by Sean Casey, the mayor.
Yes.
And in Upper St. Clair, and right in his backyard.
That's
and
great.
The reason why we're here with Telio is because they opened up the doors. They just got their new place, had an extra office space.
Wow.
And decided to
Call you
give
in.
me an office because I've been working out in my basement. So
That is great.
yeah. And so we're actually going to have a big open house at Telio and in the Miracle League on
When is it?
January 13th.
January
So,
13th.
January 13th.
Put
will be
him
our
down
open
because he
house.
won't be able to make it.
Yeah, okay.
He's got the nicest smile. He's one of the busiest guys in media. He just missed the award dinner. I got 2 more awards at BPTV. And he's part of the reason I get awards. Like, look who I get to pick on.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even have to try. Oh, more about you.
Yeah.
How did you get hooked up with Sean Casey?
So after college, I had a couple
Where'd
looks.
you go to college?
I graduated from the University of Hawaii at Hilo, and then but I started off in South Dakota, so University of Sioux Falls in South Dakota.
How did you get to Hawaii?
So I got to Hawaii because I was tired of shoveling snow. So I called my dad. My dad actually.
We like to have honest people on our show.
Yeah. So my dad actually, my parents moved up to Alaska after I graduated from high school.
You're kidding.
And
they went to more snow.
They went to more snow. Yeah, they went to Nenana, Alaska. And,
Nenana, where is that?
It's right on one of the road systems in between Denali and Fairbanks.
Wow.
So
I know Fairbanks.
Yeah. So I got off the plane one time. It was minus 50 degrees, and I don't think I ever wanted to go back to visit them. So.
Wow. So now you're at Hawaii.
Yeah. So
how did that feel?
So that was awesome. My dad called me and said, "Hey, send some tape down there if you want, because they get reciprocal tuition. That way, so that means I get to pay the same as an in-state student." Because I could claim my parents' Alaska address. So anyway.
You're kidding.
Yeah, got to Hawaii, didn't know anybody, lived in a tent for 2 months behind a house, showered in the college dormitories.
No way.
Oh yeah, it was great. But it was one of the best experiences
What were you
ever.
studying?
Health and physical education. So how'd
that work out?
It was great. Got my degree. So hey, that works.
Made it.
I made it. Graduated.
Wow.
Ended up getting going on to get my master's in special education. And so
that's great.
When my playing days were over, I was sitting in my aunt and uncle's basement in St. Louis, Missouri.
Now that's a little warmer, more temperate.
Yeah, a little bit. And I was watching a ball game, watching a Cardinal game, and a trivia question came on, and I didn't know the answer, so I got on and I Googled it, and the answer was Cal Ripken Jr. And so I saw Ripken baseball, and I'm like, what's Ripken baseball? Clicked on it. Oh, that's pretty cool. Tournaments, camps, all that in Baltimore, Maryland, just outside there. And
so it piqued your interest.
Job opportunities. Clicked on it. I'm like, I could do that. Applied. Cal and Bill got me out to Baltimore. Worked for them for about 8 years.
Wow.
And that's how I got hooked up with Sean Casey, because Bill and Sean worked together at the MLB Network.
Get out.
So when Sean was raising money for our field,
he met you.
He met me because he wanted to run a baseball camp to raise money. He's like, I'm a baseball guy, but I don't know how to run a camp. So Bill Ripken sent me.
Another honest guy.
Yeah. So Bill Ripken sent me, and now I moved out to Pittsburgh in about a year and a half ago.
Wow. Welcome aboard.
Yeah, we love it.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
And we do get snow here.
Yeah. That's fine.
It's coming tonight.
That's fine. Yeah,
it's coming tonight, they said. Maybe a couple inches.
Yeah.
Be careful smoking, Jim. He got a new car, so he's used to driving a truck. We'll see what happens with it.
Well, the roads here, that's the one thing I haven't gotten used to yet. So
you won't.
I
was born here.
I miss a turn, and it's like 30 minutes, and a detour that I got to take.
And now they've made a lot of one-way streets in downtown Pittsburgh. So you go out of town, and you're like, how did that happen?
I live 2 minutes from the office. I still GPS to get there. So
it's a year and a half. You got time on your side.
Yeah.
That'll be good. And what kind of things are you doing at the Miracle Network?
Yeah, so the Miracle League.
Let's hear some about that.
Oh, it's great. So we have 350 players that we're expecting to play this spring for our spring season. And with that, we have volunteers, which we call our buddies. So we match up a buddy with a player, and so we try to break down the barriers, to friendship, to opportunity that might be there for some of our kids, and really try to emphasize that teammate capacity between the player and the buddy. So we're actually increasing by 4 teams this spring. So we're going to have 22 of the 30 major league teams represented at our field.
How do they get a hold of you?
Yeah, go to www.miracleleaguesouthhills.org, or you can call me. It's 412-660-4454.
I told you my hearing's going because he's yelling. Repeat that number again.
Yeah, it's 412-660-4454, and that'll ring my pocket. So our office phone is my cell phone.
Get Tim.
That's right.
Definitely find out more about this great.
Yeah,
it's great.
And Sean Casey is heavily involved. He's out there every Saturday pitching to the kids.
Is he talking at all?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So he does he never not talk? Cut that part out, right?
That's what Frank Fabus says about me. Haven't I been listening to you politely?
That's right. Yeah, you've been good.
I know, and I've been interacting with you. See, Frank? This is how I am every week. We do this. This is part of Pittsburgh Sportsline at Olive Oil's Pizzeria. $5 hoagies, $5 large pizzas, 1 topping. Come on out. Can't beat it.
I'm going to get some before I leave.
You got to get one before you go.
Absolutely.
That'll be your snack on the ride when you get lost home. just pull over. The police will go, sir, can I help you? And you go, I live at this address. They go, sir, it's 1 block down the street.
Yep. It's happened before.
I just had a wild guess on that.
Yeah.
Anybody goes from where you did to Alaska,
Yeah.
to Hawaii, to St. Louis, to Pittsburgh. It's
All
quite the
over.
resume.
All over. So,
World traveler.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's been great. So, yeah, and that's the part with working in baseball, working for the Ripkins, and working for Sean Casey. Now I've gotten to travel the world, and I ran camps in Japan after the earthquake, and we did some Goodwill camps out there.
All that radiation. I'm glad
Yeah.
you're out of there, but some of that radiation's here.
Yeah, it was great.
Can you show me how to cut a pineapple?
Cut a pineapple. Maybe that's the next show. I'll teach you how to hula and do a pineapple.
Let me translate what he really wants. He has some chicken that needs cut off. And he doesn't know what to do with the white breast meat. Could you show him how to slice that? Because there ain't no pineapple going in that mouth. No pineapple. Guaranteed. If it's healthy, it's not for smoking Jim. And he'll ask me, what do you eat? And I'll tell him, and he goes, is that healthy? And I'm like, yeah. I take a tablespoon of coconut oil. You're not having that every day. Wow. Come on. No, that's great stuff.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys having me on.
Well,
here.
I'm glad John snuck you in.
Yeah.
Especially since you got an office in his building.
Yeah.
No, that's great stuff. Hope to see more and hear more if you ever have any flyers that you want promoted.
Sure.
I have
Maybe
a
we can
list.
have you guys out at the field on a Saturday.
Hey.
Announce some games out there for us.
We could do that. We could talk. We get paid on some of this stuff.
Okay. Perfect.
So we might be able to possibly do something. Let's talk.
All right.
Where's your business card?
My business card.
You forgot him. Tell me that number again.
412-660-4454.
That gets you out of here.
All right, man.
And
Thank
we
you
will
so
talk.
much. I appreciate it.
Thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
Hey, Jim. How you doing, Jim?
Jeff, good.
How's Gateway doing?
Oh, man. There we go.
You're on because of Gateway.
What happened?
Hold it. Look at the camera. Excellent. I got to have you on, not just because you showed up, but you look great. You shaved,
thanks.
you shaved pretty much last time you had a beard. Didn't have you on the show because of that. You were too
Yeah, it was a
Grizzly
little
Adams.
gruffy, yeah.
Got red, white, and blue. This man is going to Cuba.
For the fourth time.
I know.
Fourth time.
We'll be floating back to Miami.
He has a bathtub ready.
I'll swim. Can I ride on your back? I won't drown.
I don't think he floats.
I think so. That's a buoy right there.
What'd you call him?
A buoy. I didn't say boy. I said buoy.
He needs a translator.
We can do that. I can translate for you, too.
Yes, I know. You're handling both. How are you doing?
Oh, loving it. Loving life.
How's
Loving
your
life.
knee?
Thanks for having me. Knees are great, man. Couple new knees.
I
Got
know.
me out running around. I'm not like him. I don't have a whole new heart, but,
Well, we don't want to talk about that.
It's-
Somebody said prayers for Smoking Jim recently, and my feed blew up with the thing I posted April 30th. My daughter Casey goes, Dad, just delete it, because I said I won't stop praying for him. We had 600 prayers. Look at
they're
it.
still going on.
I know.
I was in Cuba, and it cost extra money for all that stuff, just so you know. And I get this pop-up shows up and says, pray for my friend Jim Frazier, who's in the hospital, and it was
Again.
back from how many months ago? I'm like, wait a minute, people are still commenting on the guy. Did he finally get out of the hospital or what?
Look at him. No.
Is your heart any warmer?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Because it
Look at
was
that.
pretty warm, but it's warmer now?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Good to see you, my friend.
Now, what are you going to be doing here going to Cuba? What's going on?
Well,
Tell the folks out there.
I just got back the third time. I was there for a week with what they call the AFIDE baseball conference.
What does that mean?
There were 60 countries that were all brought into Cuba to talk about different sports organizations.
Wow.
And I was there to give a speaking role presentation on baseball.
That is great.
So,
Congratulations.
Thanks a lot. So they had me come involved, along with I brought a couple other colleagues, Donna Cohen, who is involved with women in baseball.
Get on.
She knows all the ladies from A League of Their Own. I got to meet All the Way
Don't talk
May.
about ladies with
All the Way May is 92 years old and should still take Jim Frazier home and teach him some things.
Get on.
No kidding.
Wow. Bring her on this show.
She walks with a cane that looks like a baseball bat. She has it autographed by all the big-time Hall of Famers. Nobody else will allow to touch it.
Get on.
Great lady. Great lady.
Wow,
She, that was
what a
Madonna in the
personality.
movie.
Yeah.
All the Way Maybelle Blair.
I've never seen a movie.
He doesn't know.
A League of Their Own.
He
Got to
doesn't
check
know
it out.
that.
Tom Hanks movie.
It's a great
There's no
movie.
crying in baseball.
He doesn't know.
You don't know that?
He don't get the line.
Well, Cuba is their religion is baseball.
Sure.
And
old cars.
And old cars.
And
Well,
boxing.
let me tell you about the cars just so we straighten it all out here.
Okay.
You see all these wonderful pictures of these old cars. They're all put together. I got to ride into this 55 Cadillac that had Chevy mirrors and an Oldsmobile front end and a Peugeot diesel engine in it.
Get on.
Yeah, that's that. They
What a
have to.
trip that must
they
have been.
part it all out, and it comes over on boats, and then they have to piece things together wherever it'll come from. Most of the cars that run there are from Russia, Ladas or Moscovich.
Get on.
And you and I don't fit in those cars, my man.
How's
You need a
Havana?
can opener.
How's Havana?
Havana was great. It was great. It was,
Why
it's
is
not
he
as
laughing?
pretty of what Santiago or Trinidad is, but Havana was. I mean, it was really great. It's very cultural as far as the city goes. They have a lot of tourist attractions to go to. Every night at 9 o'clock at night, they shoot off a cannon since the war.
Get on.
Every night at 9 o'clock, it's a big ordeal that everybody comes together on, and it's right over the Caribbean Sea, so where the inlet comes in for the port.
That's nice.
The people there are really wonderful. They really are. They're misled by a lot of different things. If I could,
Mainly their leaders.
yeah, mainly so. And our own prior leader, Obama, they really think Obama was everything in the world to their country, and not realizing that right before Trump took office, he was the one that changed things over. So you have to try to educate them those things, and at the same time, I mean,
Yeah.
you
That's gotta be
understand
tough.
that it's a communistic country. It's not like going anywhere else. Everybody talks about going to Mexico, like you did
Sure,
earlier in the
yeah.
show, Riviera Maya, Puerto Vallarta, even
Acapulco.
Dominican, anywhere. Dominican, Puerto Rico.
Nobody
It's
would
not
go
like
to
going to a
Sunrise.
communistic country.
Yeah.
It's really bad. I mean, as an American guy, I'm driving down the road in a car that they call a jitney, not a taxi. Unbeknownst to me, I don't know that I'm in a jitney. I was told this is a taxi.
Get
So what
out.
happens is the cops sit on the road with a flashlight, and they flag you down. So the driver says to me in Spanish, "Don't talk if I get pulled over." And so we get pulled over, and sure enough, I listened to the conversation, and he says because I'm American, he wanted to see his taxi license, because you have to have a taxi license to be able to taxi them around.
and he was a jitney,
because they
he
only
didn't-
get paid $20 a month. That's all they make down there.
Really? A month?
$20 a month. So this guy turns around and doesn't have the license. So then the cop says, "Give me $10," or in their language, 10 kook. So he had to turn around and fork out 10 kook to not be arrested and for me not to be stranded and drive on down the road. And they can
What a
stop you at
story.
any given time.
Really?
And it's not a law. It's what the cop decides to do because it's communistic. So
Yeah.
and they only get paid $1 a day, the cops. $1 a day.
I'm moving again.
So if they can turn around and make $10 every time
That's
they pull
10
somebody
days.
over,
That's 10 days of work.
worth of work. That's exactly right.
That logic I can add up pretty good, huh, buddy?
You got it pretty much. You're an actuary.
What? I know the actuary.
Guy knows numbers.
I know numbers a little bit.
But
They all
it
add
was
up.
incredible to see those kinds of things happen. You could read or study
Yeah.
or be taught in school about communism. It's not anything
You have
like
to
it.
see it in practice.
When you see it, it's. I've been to Compton. It's 10,000 times worse than Compton.
Get out.
Really?
Yeah, it's that bad. That's how bad these people struggle on the streets.
Worse than Compton.
Yeah, yeah. The
Oh,
neighborhoods, they try to make money what they can. They call them Casa Plantacion. So instead of you staying in a hotel, you can go to their home. They kind of offer it like a bed and breakfast,
Yeah.
where they'll walk out of their home and let you stay in there and take over their home while they sleep somewhere
Wow.
else. Their dogs and cats run everywhere. They're not on leashes. They're not tied up into yards. There's no rodents, but they walk their pigs, their cattle, and their goats up and down the street to cut your grass.
Get out.
That's how they cut your grass. And the grass is too high, they have machetes. There's
Wow.
no power equipment, no lawnmower, no weed
You're
eater.
kidding.
No.
Wow.
Most of the vehicles that ride around in the actual outside areas, like you see those cars, are in Havana. The outside neighboring hoods, they ride a horse with a cart. And the cart's manufactured with like bicycle
Pieced
wheels.
together.
Yeah.
I've
Tractor
seen.
tires. One tire's bigger than the other. I mean, it's
And now
crazy.
you're going back to this. When you going back?
I'm going back again in February. We've
And
got.
who you coaching that?
We're taking an amateur team to play against the Cuban national teams for a week, and then we're doing a fantasy camp as well. So 40 and over guys, some doctors, CEOs, guys that want to go there and just have a good time are all coming on board. And what we do is
How'd you get that gig?
I got in this a FIDE conference type thing when they called me to come back. They offered me to be the commissioner of the Cuban League. So
Once you start talking, how can they not?
Yeah. See, I learned that all from you.
Oh, come on.
You know, baseball is something easy to talk about. Being able to talk, like in front of that whole conference, let me tell you, it's just as nerve-wracking as it is sitting there with this microphone right
Here's
now
what to do.
in front of a camera.
No, here's what you got to do. Think you're only talking to one person.
Not when you're looking at 150
It doesn't
in a room,
matter.
and they're all wearing these funky things on their ears because the translators are constantly talking in different languages.
It's
for
mind
them to
over
understand
matter.
What you're saying.
One person.
And I had to do a PowerPoint presentation.
PowerPoint too.
Yeah, the whole bit.
Wow.
Which I learned at your library. I went right
Bethel
on in
Park
there.
Library.
And I heard you're even getting to move your studio.
Yeah, we are.
Going to have a nice big area where the old magistrate used
I just
to be.
saw it today.
See, I get wind back in Cuba. You know, it's kind of funny how Bethel Park and Alavine Sports Show travels the world. Travels the world.
We're international. What
I
can
held
say?
banners outside and
Hey,
driving
we
down
have
Havana.
likes. We have-
Alavine Sports Show on tonight.
We have likes on Facebook from like 70 different countries.
Do you really?
Yeah. I don't want to rub it in about Teleo Performance, but like Facebook, like Teleo Performance on Facebook. You
They'll
have
get there.
to.
They'll get there.
They just started.
Yeah, they'll get there.
Yeah, and they're going to have a picture with me and Big John on there, so you got to like that.
Big John, that's an understatement.
He is.
I just
here.
met the
I saw
guy.
you two talking. I don't know who got in more words, you or him.
Oh, when he came over and shook my hand, I thought there was an eclipse.
Wow, we might have to have him back on to verify that.
Big guy
I'm
there.
calling him back in. But he learned humility at school.
Did he?
Yeah, he talked about that.
He's a great guy.
Yeah. I'm glad I could have him on as a guest. All because I ran into his wife who said we were friends on Facebook and we weren't friends on Facebook. Where's that Heather at?
See, all those likes got you somewhere.
She's a matchmaker. She helped me get 3 guests on my show. How can you beat this? How's the time look, fellas? Well, we got 2 minutes to go. Smoking Jim, I de-mic'd him because anybody eating these buckets of fried chicken. And then he
And
wants
the pizza.
Yeah, I mean, there was double that. So look what he
my
ate.
God. You took out half.
And he only had 4 arteries that were blocked.
Is that all?
That's all.
Well, you got a couple left, right?
Yeah, he had like 2 left. They were only at 20%, so they let him go. But that's the type of show. He's healthy. Smoking Jim is alive to all of you fans
there you go.
out
Way
there.
to go, big guy.
We appreciate the likes on Facebook, 6,558, with a few more coming. We might have hit 6,560 now. But I'm Al Levine, the Talking Machine, Smoking Jim Frazier, Bill Franciscus, going back to Cuba, sharing all the Cuba thoughts. And I end every show with Stay Joey Strong.